For a moment, it looked like Stacy Clyburn was about to end everything. And then, she made a completely different choice. She walked away from New York, her family, her entire life, and chose Montana instead. But here's the real question. Was that decision actually healing, or the beginning of something much more dangerous? By the time the Madison Season 1 reaches its finale, grief has completely reshaped the Clyburn family. Stacy, played by Michelle Pfeiffer, is no longer the same person we met at the beginning. The loss of Preston, played by Kurt Russell, has fractured everything: her identity, her relationships, and her sense of control. And as the finale unfolds, every character is forced to confront what that loss has done to them. But none more than Stacy. Now here's where things take a turn. The finale builds tension in a very specific way. It makes you think Stacy is about to do something irreversible. She isolates herself. She spirals inward. And when she's found with a gun, the implication is clear. For a brief moment, the show wants you to believe this is the end of her story. But it isn't. Instead, it's a pivot. Because Stacy doesn't choose to end her life. She chooses to change it. And that shift, from self-destruction to relocation, is the emotional core of the entire finale. She leaves New York, quietly, almost suddenly. No dramatic speech, no long goodbye, just a decision and action. And when we next see her, she's in Montana, right beside Preston's grave, sleeping there, holding on to the one place that still feels connected to him. At first, this might seem like closure, but when you really think about it, it's something else entirely. Because Stacy isn't just visiting, she's staying. And that changes everything. Things you missed. Let's break down what the show is really doing here. Because the decision to move to Montana isn't as simple as following her heart. There are layers to it. First, there's the therapy sessions with Phil. On the surface, they seem unconventional. He lets her drink, lets her lash out, even breaks professional boundaries. But the key idea he keeps pushing is this: Stacy needs to give herself permission to choose her own life. And that's huge, because up until this point, Stacy has been reacting, not deciding. Reacting to loss, reacting to expectations, reacting to fear. Montana is the first choice she makes entirely for herself. But here's the twist. Just because it's her choice doesn't mean it's the right one. Second, look at what New York represents in the finale. Every character's return to the city is uncomfortable. Paige's grief explodes into anger when she lashes out at her coworker and loses her job because of it. Abby tries to reconnect with her old life, but it feels forced, almost hollow. Even attempts to move forward romantically don't land. And Stacy, even with therapy, even with support, she feels disconnected, like she's outgrown that version of herself. So when she leaves, it's not just about chasing Preston's memory. It's about escaping a life that no longer fits. But, and this is important, that doesn't automatically mean Montana is the answer. So why did Stacy really choose Montana? The simplest answer is this: because it's the closest place she can still feel Preston. She even describes it as his version of heaven. And now, she wants to live inside that world, to understand it, to connect with it, to feel closer to him in a way she couldn't when he was alive. But emotionally, it goes deeper than that. Stacy has lost her anchor. Her identity as a wife, as a partner, as someone moving through life with another person, it's all gone. Montana offers something New York can't: space, silence, distance, a place where she doesn't have to pretend she's okay. And that's why the decision feels both powerful and unsettling. Because it's not just about moving forward, it's about holding on. And that's where Paul's story becomes crucial. Through flashbacks, we learn that Preston's brother, Paul, went through something very similar. He lost his wife and never truly recovered. He isolated himself, moved away, built a quiet life in Montana, not to heal, but to stay close to his grief. And when you line that up with Stacy's choice, the parallel is impossible to ignore. She's walking the same path, choosing solitude, choosing memory, choosing a life built around loss. And the show is subtly asking a dangerous question: is that healing or avoidance?